We think the 1930 revival just happened because God willed it so. It is not so. That 1930 revival was a concert between God and man. The apostle Joseph Babalola was not just a product of the power of the anointing. He was a product of a skill that was sharpened. That revival did not happen by chance. They had been sending him to go and pray for the sick. We always leave that part of the story outside. So everybody talks about Joseph Babalola fasting. That's not the complete story. You have healing anointing. You are not ministering to the sick. Don't worry. Wait for revival. Be waiting. You will die. That revival will not come. Why revival tarries? It is that the men who have the gifting have not been sharpening their skill. They are inside the secret place. The 1930 revival that everybody praises and all Nigerians dance around. That 1930 revival was a concert between God and man. Let me tell you how the 1930 revival came. 1928, the dear apostle Joseph Babalola was riding his tractor, working for P&W. And the tractor spoiled. He heard a voice that instructed him to leave the tractor, else he would die. He left the tractor, and God began to give him instructions on how to fast and pray. Those 2 years of his life are not hidden 2 years. There's a story about those 2 years. There were families that accepted him. When he would go pray, come back, they would take care of him. In fact, one of the family members recorded that there was a day they last saw him. The next thing they heard of him doing crusades everywhere. So he had been praying for a period of time. He joined a movement, a group of people who were praying, Precious Stone Society. He had been praying since 1918. Then they got a tract. They began to read that tract. That tract was from another church, a church in America, Faith Tabernacle. So that tract was what they used to set up the structure, the early structure of the Precious Stone Society. They prayed for 12 years. In the 10th year of their prayer, a man hears the voice of God and rises up. But what most people don't realize is that in 1930, that revival did not happen by chance. They went to Elisha to have a doctrinal conversation. What was the doctrinal conversation? We have grown. We are a growing movement. We are becoming a people. And we need to set things in stone. So they had an agenda. And they were going to come and discuss this agenda. One of the people who came, he was not exactly a quote and unquote leading voice. He was one of the young men, but he was an evangelist. It was Joseph Babalola. This man, while they were in the conversation, discussing about things, this man had been going out to go and pray for the sick. We always leave that part of the story outside. They had been sending him to go and pray for the sick. He himself had been taking invites to go pray for the sick. We think the 1930 revival just happened because God willed it so. It is not so. While there is the part of God, there was a man whose hand was being trained for war. The funny thing is that revival itself, he had just come back from ministering to the sick and was in a small room. And they were discussing about the healing of the sick. That's what they were on. That was the conversation they were on when a loud noise erupted and a child had died. Guess who runs to the scene? The man whose skill has been sharpened by use. We always talk about the fasting of Joseph Babalola. We don't talk about the regularity of him going to go and lay hands on the sick. You have healing anointing. You are not ministering to the sick. Don't worry. Wait for revival. Be waiting. Wait now. Keep waiting. You will die. That revival will not come. Why revival tarries? The answer is not a big book. It is that the men who have the gifting have not been sharpening their skill. End of story. No need to write a book about why revival tarries. No need. If you want to write a book, we can write a book about it and expand. But there's no need. Because revival tarries for one reason. The men who are supposed to collect the breakdowns from God and pass the current here on earth, they are inside the secret place. Skills are not sharpened in the secret place. So everybody talks about fasting. That's not the complete story. I tell you, nobody will fault this. This is the part of the story that is not sweet to be told. We like the 40 days fasting and prayer. We don't like the every other day going out to minister to the sick. We also do not realize in the story that it's not immediately he got there and laid hands and the person came back to life. That's another part of the story that is not told. He prayed. Some accounts give that it looked like it was a prayer of 1 hour because of how long he stayed there praying. The only reason why a man can keep praying for that long is because he has seen results. He knows it works. And so he was going to stay there until it worked. We want to see the sick healed, the dead raised, the lame walk. It's not conference to conference that this happens. It is by regular utilization. As we utilize the gift, we are sharpening it. The apostle Joseph Babalola was not just a product of the power of the anointing. He was a product of his skill that was sharpened.